Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today's video is going to be a hair tutorial. A lot of people are always asking me how I curl my hair to get like beachy waves. So today I'm just going to show you how I curl my hair using a regular curling wand, not curling wand. How I curl my hair using a curling iron, not using a wand, to get a beachy, wavy, natural looking curl, just a loose curl type of look. If you're into that kind of loose, natural looking curl, just keep watching. Without further ado, let's get started. This is Whitney's vibe. I'm just like, this is not me.
Yeah. Ride with the mob,
Like, no, Whitney. Insert Whitney dancing. Okay, so when I'm doing this hairstyle, I start out by parting my hair loosely into like two sections down the back. They don't need to be like exact or anything, so I just take one side of my hair and put it in a ponytail. And I part my hair like more over to this side. Some people do like a middle part or part their hair this way. It doesn't really matter for this look, but I just keep my hair naturally parted. And I did straighten my hair this morning. It doesn't matter if you've straightened your hair already or not, or if it's just natural. So for this look, I use an ion curling iron, and a lot of people prefer to use wands, but I have a wand, and every time I try to curl my hair using it, I burn myself, even if I use the little like glove thing. So I don't use a wand for this look. You can always attempt it with a wand, but I can't promise that you'll get the same results. But I use an ion curling iron. I looked up the price, and it looks like you can get this curling iron at Sally Beauty or like Amazon for around $39.99. I'll make sure I provide a link in the description, so if you're looking for this specific curling iron, look in the description box and you can find a link there. I always get started by turning on the curling iron and setting the temperature to 400 degrees, and then as I let that heat up, I part my hair like I said already. Previously, when I used to do this look, I used to take really tiny sections of my hair and curl those first, but I learned that if you take medium-sized sections, that it actually looks more natural and it doesn't look like each piece of hair is individually curled so tightly. So typically I start with pieces in the back or a section of hair all the same length. So you can see this isn't like my longest, a section of hair that has like the longest pieces of hair, but they're all the same size. And then I take a brush and I brush out that section, and I take the curling iron, and by the way, this is I think like a 1-inch wand, I'm guessing. And then I take the clip part, and I put that through my hair, and then I smooth out the hair first. So just go like this, run the iron through my hair, and then I go through the motions going away from my face. So I never am curling my hair towards my face. So in the back sections, that doesn't matter as much, but once you get close to your face, that is like fairly important. So I'll take the wand, smooth it out, and I'll start curling. I just go pretty quickly. I don't hold it in for very long. And you can tell like this is not super curled, it's more of a wave. So then I just run my hands through it and throw it to the back. So then I'll take a section that's more on the bottom. And I like to start in the back rather than the front. That way I can just move the finished pieces of hair to the back and leave everything else that is unfinished in the front. So then I'll take my wand, smooth it out, and then I'll start curling towards the top of my head. Curl it, and I'll leave like 1 inch to 2 inches out at the bottom. And then like I said, I don't hold it in there for very long, and I run my hands through it and separate the curl. So if I'm picking up some of my hair and I am starting to get pieces that are different lengths, I will just like pull that forward and just focus on a section that has hair of the same length. So I'm going to separate this into 2 sections, just because that one was fairly big. Starting at the top of my head, curling away from my face, leaving that piece at the bottom out, and then running it through. And then I run my hands through it, separate the curl, and put it in the back. So I do have pretty thick hair, so when I am curling it, it is thick enough that after I go through the curl, I can instantly separate it using my hands. But a lot of people, if you have thinner hair, you can go ahead and curl it, and then if you run your hands through it immediately, the curl may fall out. So it may be a good idea to leave all of your curls tight while they're hot and freshly curled, and then go ahead and separate them at the end. This is just what works best for my hair because it is thick and I am able to run my hands through it and it still looks natural and holds that slight curly wave. So this is definitely depending on your hairstyle, if you have thick hair, thin hair, if you have like curlier hair. If you have curlier hair or more of a wave, then you may have to go through a few times and smooth your hair out, but I've already straightened mine so I don't have to work as hard to smooth it out, so that way the end pieces still look soft and natural, just so your ends still look smooth. So now that I'm getting closer to my face, I have about this much hair left. I want to make sure that I'm curling away from my face especially, and I'm really paying attention to those curls to make sure they're exactly how I want them to look. They're not too tight, they're not too loose, and they're laying nicely. So I took this section of hair and I did it all at once, but I'm really not happy with how it looks, so I'm going to split it into 2 sections and redo that. So if I take this section, I'll go ahead and run my brush through again. Starting at the top, I'll take the iron, start curling away from my face, leave that bottom section out, and then slide it the rest of the way through. And then I'll separate it so it's more loose. But again, remember, this may not work for all hair types. If you have thin hair, it may be better to wait until the very end to separate your curls. And I think with this like beachy, natural, wavy, curly hairstyle, I think it's really important that you're leaving like 1 to 2 inches of the bottom of your hair, so like right here, you're leaving that out of the curling iron or wand if you prefer to use a wand, because that is what is going to make it look loose and more natural. Whereas if you're curling all of it, it's gonna, you know, push your hair up and look really kinky, like very kinky curls. So I think that's a really important step to this process. And don't get frustrated if this is taking you like very, very long to curl your hair. I remember curling my hair used to take me like an hour. Now I've perfected it down to like 5 minutes. Like, it honestly doesn't take long, but I'm also doing very loose curls. So don't get frustrated if it's taking you a long time. Practice makes perfect. Now I'm on the section that's closest to my face, and I'm gonna make smaller sections for this. So right now, going with the piece that's closest to my ear, I'm gonna make sure I brush through that. And these pieces can be very, very thin and fragile, so I'm always sure to make sure that I don't hold the curling iron on this section for very long, or else I don't want to turn out like the girl that, that girl that went viral and she tore her hair off. So, frightening. But I start at the top, curl, leave a little bit out, and then run my curling iron through the rest. And I don't leave the iron there for long at all. Now I'm not really happy with how the really thin pieces close to my face look, so I'm gonna run through this again. The sections closest to my face, I really like to make smaller so I can perfect the way each individual curl looks. But some people prefer to have the sections closest to their hair more loose, but I think it just depends on what style you prefer. And of course, there's no exact rule to this. You can always make whatever style or look your own. So if it doesn't look exactly like this, don't worry, that's okay. It's ultimately whatever you prefer and whatever makes you happiest. So now this is what the final look looks like for this side. And I like how it just looks wavy and very loose and natural. And I run my hands through it, and I'm not like particular to make sure that I'm not touching my curls. And you can run your hands through it if that's what you prefer. You can tell that the pieces closest to my face look more curly and the pieces towards the back look more natural. You can definitely see that in the pieces on underneath. Like, for example, this piece looks barely curled at all. It looks very straight and just loose and wavy. Honestly, I wouldn't say that this is even curled. I like the way that that looks. If you prefer it to be more curly, that's fine too. I like the way that this just looks very wavy and natural. So then after I'm done with one side, I push all the hair to the back or the front, it doesn't really matter. And then I'll take out the very adorable side ponytail I have going on. I will make sure that I don't push any of this to the back because that is where the hair is that's already curled. It's in the back of my head. And so again, I'll start in the pieces towards the back of my head, not these front sections up here. And this time I'm going to be sure to make sure that I have my iron facing the other way so that the curls are again going away from my face and not towards my face. So holding the iron like this, put the clamp through, smooth my hair out, and start curling. Leave a section out at the bottom like this, and then run the iron through. And like I said, I like to immediately separate. A lot of times people have difficulty with this method because they are confused with holding the curling iron. I've seen a lot of people like hold it like this and start wrapping, or like this, and they're just burning themselves and getting curls that they're not happy with. So I think it's important to, like, if you even need to pause this video just to see how I'm holding the iron. But when I'm going away from my face, I'm holding it like this and taking it around my hair. The piece of hair is between the clamp and the iron, and then I'm smoothing it out and curling. And it's going from my face. And I think the reason I do prefer this method of curling my hair is because I understand how to hold the curling iron much more easily than with the wand. You tend to go like this, so I can never figure that out. But now that I'm getting close to my face on this side, I'm going to make sure that I'm taking it in smaller sections again just to get that precise curl, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going away from my face. I like to split this into two sections because if I don't, the curls just look weird. And the good thing is that if you ever mess up, you can always recurl it, so try not to get too frustrated. You can always go back through again and fix curls that you don't like or that you want to just look different. So as you can tell, like these front curls, since I am taking smaller sections, the curl looks much more tight than the other ones that I've done in the back that look really loose. So you can always go through and just run your hands through that, or if you really don't feel like that's helping, you can even go through and recurl it. Through my hair. And again, you can tell that these curls on the bottom are more like waves, not even curls, and they match the ones on this side, just very loose and, you know, not too curly. So this is the final look. This is how I get my loose, beachy waves using a curling iron, not a wand. If you're unhappy with how any of your curls look, you can of course always go back in and touch those up. I'm pretty happy with how mine look. I just like it to look loose and wavy. Like I said, this can take a long time for beginners, or if you're like me, I've been trying to perfect this look for a long time now, so this takes me anywhere between like 5 and 10 minutes, so I can do this before I'm going to class. I think this look can be easy if you're just trying to look, more put together. It's different than just straightening your hair, which I know I fall into that trap a lot of just straightening my hair, getting out the door, but I think this look is something different, easy, and once you practice enough, it is easy to master. When doing this hairstyle, I tend to like to keep my hair just like this. Don't add anything extra. I never put hairspray in my hair or like any additional product, and I should have mentioned that before. I didn't put any product in my hair before this. I'm just not one to use like a ton of products on my hair. So this was just no product. I don't put hairspray in after or anything like that. I just leave it natural, and then throughout the day it becomes more loose, and I'm okay with that look even second day wear. It just looks more natural. Sometimes I'll touch it up, but I do not use hairspray. I think that can make it look more stiff, and that's not what I'm going for. But if you do want to add something extra to this look, sometimes if I'm just not feeling the way that this looks, I will tuck my hair behind my ears, just like small pieces like that. Something simple, but you know, adds something different to your look. It's not just straight down. Or I will also take half of my hair that is like on the top of my head, like this, and I will use a hair tie or a scrunchie or something just to put it half up, half down. So that's totally up to your preference. Just additional ways to style your hair if you're looking for an easy, quick style to get you out the door in the morning, or you just want to look a little bit more presentable. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial of how I curl my hair. I always am getting asked, how do I get my loose, beachy waves? So I hope this answers your question and shows you how you can do a quick hairstyle on the go. Again, I used my Ion curling iron, not wand, and I will make sure I link that in the description box below where you can buy that. If you guys like this tutorial and want to hear more about how I do my hair, definitely request that in the comment section below. Give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay tuned for more looks, tutorials. Make sure you're requesting in the comment section what you guys want to see so we can make videos that appeal to you guys. Alright, I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. I'm in focus.
Yeah, it definitely looks like you are. Aww.
This is what Whitney would be doing. Country. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm gonna do my little dance. Now that I'm getting close to the side of my... No. Because I meant like when I'll start curling my hair.
But you said wand instead of curling iron.
Oh. Curling iron. An Ion curling wand. I always turn on the wand. Oh my gosh, I keep saying wand. Wand. Run